Good afternoon, everybody. And I'm Josie Hui, the resident from Kilongeng Memorial Hospital. And I'm very glad to have this opportunity to introduce the healthcare system in Taiwan. Okay, let's look at this graph. This is the HSBC Expert Explorer report in 2014. And the horizontal axis show the quality of medical care, and the longitudinal axis represent the affordability of healthcare. And Taiwan is over here. Yeah. And this statistic, about 60 to 70% think that healthcare in Taiwan is very affordable and with high quality. The healthcare system in Taiwan is the National Health Insurance System, the NHI System. And I have divided my presentation into 4 parts, and now I'm going to start with the National Healthcare Insurance System framework. So, the National Health Insurance System, the NHI System for short, and it is a government-administered and insurance-based healthcare system, and it is a single-payer system in Taiwan. So, different to Hong Kong, the NHI system covered even private or public hospitals and private clinic. So people in Taiwan can choose which hospital or clinic, even is private or public, and he want to receive medical service. So I will introduce each part of this framework in detail. So first, I will introduce the finances of the NHI system. The founding of NHI is primarily from the premium, and the general premium is calculated based on the people's incomes and their jobs. So the general premium rate is about 4.69%, and it is paid by the employers, employees, and the government. And the supplementary premium rate is 1.9%, and it's calculated based on the non-payroll income. And also, lottery revenues and tobacco tax is the part of the NHI fund. The NHI insured are classified into 6 categories based on their job and income. So, for example, most salary employees belong to the category 1, and they need to pay the 30% of premium, and their employer pay 60%, and the government pay 10%. For the low-income population and for the disadvantaged populations, the government pay 100% of premium for them. And every Taiwanese citizen has the NHI IC card, and this IC card is used to identify the person. And if Taiwanese people go to hospital and receive a medical service, he may bring this card, and the NHI will cover the medical expense for him. And this IC card has the records of the patient's last 6 medical visits, drug prescription, drug allergies, medical conditions, and consent for organ donation and consent for palliative care. Next, move to the next part, and I will introduce the healthcare service provided by the NHI system and the co-payment system for the patient. So, under the NHI system, many hospitals, even private or public, and many private clinics are covered by the NHI system. So people can choose where they want to receive medical service directly, and also can go to the hospital without any referral. So this slide shows the medical services covered by the NHI system, including outpatient care, inpatient care, traditional Chinese medicine, dental care, and this shows the scope of the NHI system. almost every hospitals and clinics are in contract with the NHI, so people can freely choose where they want to receive medical service. When people receive medical service, they also need to pay some copayment. And this copayment system is used to avoid medical source wasting. If people go to the Western medicine outpatient clinic in the hospitals without a referral, then he need to pay higher copayment. And this is used to encourage patients with minor illness to receive medical service in the local clinic and to solve the problem of overcrowded problem in hospitals. And for the emergency department, if people with minor illness and whose triage classification is category 3 to category 5, and he visits the emergency department of the medical centers, then he also needs to pay higher copayment. And this shows the copayment rate for the inpatient care. So let's look at some example. And if a 50-year-old male presented with typical chest pain for 3 hours, and his triage classification is category 1, he then went to the Lincoln Changa Memorial Hospital emergency department, and his ECG shows STEMI. Then the copayment for emergency department for him is 450 NT dollars. So he was then sent to the catheterization room for the primary PCI. And take coronary stent for example. People can choose which type of stent they want to use. For the bare metal stent, the NHI will totally cover the bare metal stent. And if the patient wants to choose drug-eluting stent, then the NHI will also pay 17,000 for the patient. But the patient needs to pay the balance out of his own pocket. So after catheterization, he was then sent to ICU for 3 days and then transferred to the ordinary ward for 3 days. So he stayed in the hospital for a total 5 days. Then the copayment rate for the inpatient care is 10%. So he was then discharged and without any complication, and the total amount the patient needs to pay is the sum of the copayment for emergency department, and if he chooses the bare metal stent, then the NHI will cover the total medical expense of the bare metal stent. And due to his stay in the hospital for 10 days, so he also needs to pay 10% copayment for the inpatient care. So the total amount is around 10,000 to 20,000 NT dollars, and is similar. It's about $2,050 to 5,000 Hong Kong dollars. And lastly, I will introduce the global budget payment system. So, due to the rapid growth of the medical expense from NHI, the government set the global budget payment system to control the medical expense. And the government set the limited global budget amount for hospitals, primary Western medicine, primary dental care, traditional Chinese medicine, and kidney dialysis. So each category has its global budget caps. So, every medical service are paid by the medical point, and however, each point value doesn't equal to 1 NT dollars. But why 1 point value doesn't equal to 1 NT dollar? Because the global budget amount is fixed, so the point value will decrease if the amount of medical service increase. And this line graph shows the point value of hospital department in recent 4 years. And the point value of hospital department is around 0.9 NT dollars, and we can find that it is decreasing gradually, but why? So here is an example. If we assume that the global budget amount is 100 NT dollars, and Dr. A and Dr. B each both serve 5 patients, and each medical service earn 1 medical point. Then the point value is 100 NT dollar divided by 10 medical points, so 1 point value is $10. And the total income of these 2 doctors are $50. But if Dr. A wants to earn more money, so he work harder and serve 10 patients. Then in this condition, 1 point value is equal to $6.7, and the total income, Dr. A is more than the Dr. B. So due to the due to the decreased income, so Dr. B also served 10 patients at this time. And in this condition, the point value becomes $5. And unfortunately, these 2 doctors' income was the same as before. So this is a disaster, yeah. So under the global budget payment system, if a doctor work harder, then he may not get more money. But if he don't work harder, then you will get fewer than before. So okay. Okay, let's move on. Although the government has developed the global budget payment system to control the medical expense, the medical service review system is also used to control the global budget. And under this reviewing system, every medical service item will be checked its necessity. And if the reviewing experts show that this item is unnecessary, then the medical claims of this medical service item will be rejected. Also, the medical service provider need to pay a fine, and the amount of the fine is about 100 times of the amount of their rejected medical items. Yes, so okay, in conclusion. Although the healthcare system in Taiwan is very convenient and affordable with high qualities, there are also many disadvantages, especially to the doctor. Yeah, and due to the low cost and easy accessibility for the patient to get the medical service. The patient in Taiwan is very different to Hong Kong. They often can wait for a long time to receive medical service. So it's a very big difference. And this will be introduced in the next session, Dr. Wang, and will introduce this part. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
So we are now proceed to our second session. We will do the Q&A presentation afterwards. And now the next topic will be the workflow of the Hong Kong and Taiwan Emergency Department. So we will first welcome Dr. Wang Mingfang, also the second-year trainee from Chang'an Memorial Hospital. And let's give him a big welcome.